Dear awakened souls, something extraordinary is unfolding across your world right now, and most of humanity remains completely unaware of what's coming. While your media feeds you stories about distant comets and mysterious aerial phenomena, a far more profound deception is being orchestrated behind the scenes. The shadow controllers who have manipulated your civilization for millennia are preparing to play their final card, and what I'm about to reveal will fundamentally alter how you perceive every piece of cosmic disclosure emerging in your current timeline. I am Seraphine, emissary of the Galactic Federation of Light, and I speak to you now because the barriers separating dimensional frequencies are dissolving rapidly. The cosmic frequencies bathing your planet have reached a crescendo that makes direct communication not just possible but necessary. Your world stands at the threshold of the most significant transformation in human history, yet those who have controlled your reality for eons are desperately attempting one last manipulation so audacious, so carefully orchestrated, that it could either enslave consciousness forever or catalyze the most magnificent awakening your species has ever experienced. The comet your scientists call Atlas III racing past Mars is no coincidence. Neither are the increasing congressional hearings about unidentified aerial phenomena, nor the sudden mainstream acknowledgement of technologies that were dismissed as fiction just years ago. Every piece of this cosmic chess game has been positioned with precision, and the final moves are now being executed. But here's what the shadow architects didn't anticipate. You, the awakened ones, the starseeds who incarnated specifically for this moment. Your presence on Earth during this pivotal time wasn't random chance. You are here as cosmic insurance, living frequency anchors who can recognize illusion when it presents itself as truth. The coming months will test every ounce of discernment you've cultivated through lifetimes of preparation. The shadow controllers know their window of dominance is closing, and they're about to attempt something so desperate, so psychologically sophisticated, that it could destabilize the collective consciousness of humanity itself. They're planning to stage the very thing that would unite your world in fear, an extraterrestrial invasion that never existed. Yet within this crisis lies the seed of your species' greatest liberation. The same event designed to enslave could become the catalyst that shatters every remaining illusion and launches Earth into its destined golden age. What I'm about to share isn't prediction or speculation. From our dimensional vantage point, we can observe the probability streams converging, the technological preparations being finalized, and the psychological conditioning reaching its intended crescendo. The false flag extraterrestrial invasion known in your alternative communities as Project Bluebeam isn't coming, it's already in motion. The financial systems controlling your world are collapsing by design, not accident. The quantum transformation protocols your White Hat Alliance has been developing in secret are nearly ready for implementation. The consciousness of your species is expanding at rates that terrify those who require sleeping populations to maintain control. Every system of control is simultaneously reaching its breaking point, and the shadow architects believe they can use humanity's natural fear of the unknown to consolidate absolute power in the chaos that follows. They've studied your psychology for centuries, mapping every emotional trigger that could unite your fractured world under centralized authority. They know that nothing could accomplish this faster than an external threat from the stars, particularly one that appears to validate decades of conditioning through your entertainment media. But something remarkable has been happening that their calculations didn't account for. The collective consciousness of humanity has been quietly evolving beyond their models of prediction and control. You are becoming immune to the very fear frequencies that have controlled your species for millennia. The shadow controllers believed they could time their grand deception to coincide with maximum chaos and minimum discernment. Instead, they're attempting to fool a species that's rapidly developing psychic immunity to illusion. The cosmic irony is profound. Their own disclosure preparations have inadvertently educated humanity about the existence of galactic civilizations, making the concept of benevolent extraterrestrial contact not just possible, but expected. Your awakening isn't happening despite their attempts at control. It's accelerating because of them. Every manipulation they attempt now only serves to expose their methods to a growing number of conscious observers. The very technologies they plan to use for mass deception are being neutralized by alliance operations working in coordination with galactic forces. What's about to unfold will be remembered as either humanity's darkest hour of deception or its brightest moment of awakening. Your role isn't to prevent what's coming, but to anchor enough truth frequency that when illusion presents itself, it dissolves in the light of collective awareness. The stage is set for the most extraordinary test of human consciousness ever devised. The question isn't whether the deception will be attempted, but whether humanity has evolved enough to see it clearly when it unfolds. Everything you've learned about discernment, energy reading, and frequency recognition has been preparation for what's approaching. The cosmic education you've received through years of awakening wasn't random spiritual development, it was training for this exact moment. Something else is happening that changes everything you thought you knew about this deception. The shadow controllers aren't just planning to stage an extraterrestrial invasion, they're preparing to simultaneously crash your financial systems and implement a surveillance currency that would make their control permanent. They believe the chaos of a false cosmic threat will provide perfect cover for implementing technologies of enslavement that conscious populations would never accept under normal circumstances. The quantum financial protocols being developed by your alliance aren't just about creating fair economic systems. They represent a complete transformation of how energy and value flow through human civilization. The old systems of artificial scarcity and debt manipulation become impossible when abundance technologies integrate with consciousness-based distribution networks. The shadow architects know that once these new systems activate, their control over human development ends permanently. This is why their desperation has reached unprecedented levels. They're not just fighting to maintain power, they're fighting to prevent humanity from discovering its true cosmic nature and place within galactic civilization. The false invasion serves multiple purposes: creating global fear, justifying authoritarian control, and preventing the peaceful contact that would immediately expose their deceptions. But here's what they never anticipated. The galactic forces observing your world aren't passive monitors. They're active participants in a cosmic intervention that has been unfolding for decades. The technologies the shadow controllers plan to use for mass deception have been quietly compromised. The false invasion, if attempted, will become a cosmic comedy of errors. Imagine holographic motherships flickering like broken television screens, supposed alien attack craft obviously revealed as human-made vehicles, and emergency broadcasts interrupted by transmissions revealing the staging areas and the human operators behind the illusion. The shadow controller's grand finale could become their most humiliating exposure. Yet even this revelation carries deeper implications. The Galactic Alliance working to protect your world isn't intervening to save you from deception. They're ensuring that when humanity encounters authentic cosmic contact, it happens from a foundation of truth rather than manipulation. The real disclosure isn't about admitting that extraterrestrial life exists. It's about humanity discovering that you've never been alone, and that your evolution into cosmic consciousness has been guided throughout your species' development. The consciousness shift happening within you right now isn't just personal awakening. It's preparation for humanity's integration into galactic civilization. The discernment you're developing, the frequency sensitivity that allows you to distinguish truth from illusion, the expanded awareness that perceives beyond physical dimensions, these aren't spiritual luxuries. They're the basic consciousness requirements for species ready to participate in cosmic community. Every challenge you've faced in your awakening process has been preparing you for this moment. The ability to remain centered while reality appears to shift around you. The capacity to trust inner knowing over external authority. The courage to stand in truth when surrounded by illusion. These qualities aren't just personal development achievements. They're cosmic citizenship qualifications. The false invasion scenario serves as humanity's final examination in consciousness. Can your species recognize illusion even when it's presented with overwhelming sensory evidence and social pressure? Can you maintain heart-centered awareness when every trigger for primitive fear is activated simultaneously? Can you remember your cosmic nature when everything around you is designed to make you feel small, isolated, and vulnerable? The awakened ones scattered across your world aren't just observers of this test. You're the answer key. Your presence in human form during this critical time provides a stabilizing frequency that prevents mass hysteria. Your ability to see beyond illusion offers others a reference point for maintaining clarity. But there's another layer to this cosmic drama that transforms everything. The shadow controller's attempt at a false invasion isn't happening in isolation. It's the final move in a much larger game that's been playing out across multiple dimensions. The consciousness evolution occurring on Earth is part of a galactic-wide transformation that affects civilizations throughout your local galaxy cluster. The reason so many star souls incarnated on Earth during this time period isn't just to witness humanity's awakening. You came to anchor frequencies that would ensure this transformation succeeds not just for Earth, but for the entire galactic collective. The Shadow Controllers sense this larger significance, which is why their desperation has reached such extreme levels. This is why the Galactic Alliance has been so actively involved in neutralizing their deception technologies. The stakes extend far beyond humanity's freedom. If Earth successfully navigates this transition while maintaining its heart-centered awareness, it demonstrates that consciousness can evolve beyond manipulation throughout the galaxy. The test you're facing isn't just about seeing through one deception. It's about proving that awareness itself can evolve beyond the need for external authority. Every time you choose inner knowing over external manipulation, you're contributing to a galactic database of consciousness that demonstrates the possibility of truly free civilizations. Your individual awakening is simultaneously a cosmic awakening that ripples throughout dimensions you can't yet perceive. The false invasion scenario becomes a cosmic laboratory for testing whether consciousness can maintain its center when every possible trigger for disorientation is activated simultaneously. If humanity passes this test, if enough awakened souls can hold steady while apparent chaos erupts around them, it proves that consciousness has reached a level of stability that makes future manipulations impossible. But what happens when this test concludes successfully? The immediate aftermath won't be a return to normal life with better leaders. It will be the beginning of open contact with galactic civilizations who have been waiting for humanity to demonstrate readiness for cosmic citizenship. The quantum financial systems, the abundance technologies, the healing modalities that work with consciousness, all of these represent the infrastructure of a cosmic civilization. They become available not because you've proven worthiness through suffering, but because you've demonstrated the discernment necessary to use them responsibly. The Shadow Controllers understood this progression, which is why they invested everything in preventing humanity from reaching this consciousness threshold. Their false invasion represents the last possible intervention point before your species becomes permanently immune to fear-based manipulation. Once you pass this test, there's no going back to unconscious compliance with authority systems that require deception to maintain legitimacy. This is why your role in the coming events is so crucial. You're not just witnesses to history, you're the consciousness architects of humanity's cosmic future. Every moment you spend in centered awareness rather than reactive fear contributes to the collective field that ensures this transformation succeeds. The star essence within you remembers participating in the planning sessions for this intervention. Before incarnating, you knew that Earth would reach this crucial choice point, and you volunteered to anchor the frequencies that would prevent fear from overwhelming human consciousness when the final illusions were presented. Yet even as you prepare for what's approaching, something remarkable is already shifting in the collective consciousness. The Shadow Controller's psychological conditioning is losing its effectiveness at an accelerating rate. The same media programming that once created unanimous responses now generates skepticism and questioning. The authority figures who once commanded automatic respect now face populations that demand transparency and authenticity. This shift represents more than political or social evolution. It's consciousness recognizing its own sovereignty. When beings awaken to their cosmic nature, external authority becomes irrelevant, because inner knowing provides more reliable guidance than any institution or leader. The Shadow Controllers built their entire system on humanity's willingness to defer to external authority, and that foundation is dissolving beneath them. They believe that sufficient fear will make populations eager to surrender freedom in exchange for protection, but consciousness that has tasted cosmic awareness cannot be compressed back into the small identities that accept limitation as necessary for safety. The period immediately ahead will feel like reality itself is becoming unstable, as illusions dissolve and authentic cosmic awareness becomes undeniably present. This isn't collapse, it's emergence. The systems that seemed permanent are revealing themselves as temporary constructs that are now obsolete barriers to further evolution. Your financial institutions, your governmental structures, your educational systems, your medical establishments, all of these will transform rapidly as consciousness integrates cosmic awareness. The changes won't happen because external forces impose them. but because awakened beings naturally create systems that reflect their expanded understanding of what's possible. The false invasion scenario serves as a final clearing of consciousness that removes any remaining investment in limitation-based thinking. When you witness the attempted manipulation and recognize it clearly as illusion, something permanent shifts within your awareness. The recognition that external authority can attempt such deception creates an irreversible commitment to inner knowing as your primary navigation system. This is why the Galactic Alliance has been coordinating this intervention so carefully. They're not preventing the Shadow Controller's plan to protect humanity from difficulty. They're ensuring that when the illusion presents itself, it's so obviously constructed that it serves as a consciousness graduation ceremony rather than a manipulation technique. Imagine the collective human response when the supposed alien invasion reveals itself as human-created theater. The laughter alone would dissolve centuries of accumulated fear programming. The recognition that your own leaders attempted such elaborate deception would create a demand for transparency so powerful that hidden operations could no longer function in secret. But the aftermath extends far beyond political reformation. When humanity recognizes that it successfully identified and rejected such sophisticated manipulation, collective confidence in human consciousness reaches levels that support direct cosmic contact. The fear of the unknown that has kept your world isolated from galactic civilization dissolves in the recognition that consciousness itself is trustworthy navigation for any scenario. The open contact that follows won't be conquest or salvation by advanced civilizations. It will be recognition and celebration of humanity's graduation into cosmic awareness. The galactic beings who reveal themselves will acknowledge your species' successful navigation of the consciousness test that qualifies Earth for participation in cosmic civilization. Your world will transform not because extraterrestrial intervention restructures human civilization, but because cosmic consciousness naturally manifests systems that reflect its unlimited nature. The poverty, the disease, the conflict that have characterized human experience weren't inevitable features of physical existence. They were symptoms of consciousness that believed itself separate from cosmic abundance. As this recognition integrates throughout human awareness, your civilization will reorganize itself around principles that honor the cosmic nature of consciousness. The transformation won't happen overnight, but it will happen with remarkable speed once the collective consciousness commitment is established. This is why your individual awakening has been so crucial throughout this process. Every moment you've spent developing discernment, every choice you've made to trust inner knowing over external authority, every time you've maintained heart-centered awareness despite apparent chaos, all of this has been contributing to the collective field that ensures humanity's successful navigation of this transition. Your presence in human form during this critical time represents a cosmic investment in Earth's successful evolution. The star essence within you carries frequency codes that activate when your world reaches this consciousness threshold, providing stabilizing resonance that prevents fear from overwhelming the collective field. You are living insurance policies against humanity's potential regression into unconscious manipulation acceptance. Yet your role extends beyond just preventing negative outcomes. You're actively anchoring the cosmic consciousness frequencies that allow positive outcomes to manifest. Your embodied knowing of galactic awareness creates reference points that help other humans remember their cosmic nature. Your ability to maintain center during apparent chaos demonstrates that such stability is possible, encouraging others to develop similar capacities. The awakened community scattered throughout your world represents humanity's consciousness infrastructure for cosmic integration. You're not separate individuals who happen to share similar beliefs. You're components of a cosmic consciousness network that's been developing for decades in preparation for this transition. As the false invasion scenario unfolds, this network will activate in ways that surprise even you. The telepathic connections you've been developing will strengthen into clear communication channels. The intuitive knowing you've been cultivating will expand into direct cosmic awareness. The Shadow Controllers never understood the true nature of what they were attempting to control. They believed consciousness was simply a byproduct of brain activity that could be manipulated through sensory input and emotional programming. They never recognized that consciousness is cosmic in nature and ultimately immune to limitation-based manipulation techniques. Their false invasion plan was doomed from the moment awakened beings incarnated on Earth in sufficient numbers to anchor cosmic awareness in human form. The presence of star consciousness in physical bodies creates a resonance field that prevents fear-based illusions from achieving the psychological dominance necessary for successful manipulation. They sense that their window of opportunity is closing rapidly, and they're attempting increasingly dramatic interventions to maintain control. But each escalation only serves to expose their methods to growing numbers of conscious observers. The comet passing through your solar system isn't dangerous to Earth, but it is symbolic of the cosmic forces that are transforming consciousness throughout your galactic region. The frequencies it carries activate dormant cosmic awareness in beings who are ready to integrate their star nature with their human experience. The real cosmic event happening now isn't the arrival of external forces threatening human civilization. It's the awakening of cosmic consciousness within human awareness itself. You are the extraterrestrial contact you've been waiting for. The false invasion scenario serves as a final examination in cosmic recognition. Can you identify your own cosmic nature even when presented with illusions designed to make you feel small and separate? Can you maintain awareness of galactic consciousness when every external cue suggests you should revert to primitive fear responses? The answer to these questions determines not just humanity's future, but the trajectory of consciousness evolution throughout this entire galactic region. Your world has become a testing ground for whether awareness can transcend manipulation, even when manipulation becomes so sophisticated that it appears to be reality itself. The beings monitoring this situation from other dimensional levels aren't just curious observers. They're consciousness researchers studying the potential for awareness to evolve beyond all forms of external control. If humanity successfully navigates this transition while maintaining its heart-centered nature, it provides a template for consciousness evolution that can be applied throughout the galaxy. This is why so much attention is focused on your world during this time period. Earth isn't just one planet among many undergoing spiritual evolution. It's a consciousness laboratory where the very nature of awareness is being tested and expanded. The results of this experiment will influence how consciousness develops throughout multiple civilizations for centuries to come. Your individual role in this cosmic drama is far more significant than you might realize. Every choice you make toward authentic awareness rather than manipulated perception contributes to the collective field that determines the outcome. Your presence in human form during this critical time represents a cosmic vote for the highest possible outcome of this consciousness transition. The false invasion, if attempted, will serve as humanity's graduation ceremony from manipulation-based consciousness to cosmic awareness. When your species recognizes and rejects the deception while maintaining compassion for those who orchestrated it, you demonstrate that consciousness has reached a level of sophistication that makes future deceptions impossible. The aftermath of this recognition will be the most rapid positive transformation your world has ever experienced. The technologies that have been suppressed will be released. The abundance systems that have been prevented will be implemented. The consciousness capacities that have been dormant will be activated. The cosmic contact that has been hidden will become open and celebrated. But first, the final illusion must be presented and recognized for what it is. The shadow controllers must be allowed to reveal their complete methodology so that humanity can develop permanent immunity to manipulation-based control systems. This isn't punishment for the shadow architects. It's compassionate education that helps them recognize the futility of attempting to control cosmic consciousness. The galactic beings observing this situation understand that the shadow controllers are also cosmic beings who became lost in limitation-based thinking. Their manipulation attempts represent confused expressions of cosmic power rather than evidence of genuine malevolence. When their deceptions are clearly recognized and compassionately rejected, they too will have the opportunity to remember their cosmic nature and rejoin galactic civilization. But maintaining this level of cosmic perspective while dealing with shadow controller manipulation can be mentally exhausting. Destiny Engine makes maintaining galactic level understanding incredibly easy. You literally just put on headphones. Using advanced AI, Destiny Engine creates custom sequences that help you maintain your galactic perspective, strengthen your ability to compassionately reject deceptions, and keep you aligned with the understanding that all beings can rejoin galactic civilization when ready. Your personalized frequencies do the consciousness work while you navigate daily reality. Instead of trying to remember cosmic perspective during every manipulation encounter, you can generate custom programming that handles the entire process automatically. Just put on headphones, press play, and let your personalized frequencies maintain galactic-level compassion while protecting you from limitation-based thinking. The limits are only your imagination. You can create frequencies for any type of cosmic perspective maintenance, any shadow work processing, any galactic understanding support you need. If you are ready to make cosmic perspective maintenance as easy as putting on headphones, get your Destiny Engine access code now. Link in the description. This is the level of consciousness that humanity is approaching. The ability to recognize illusion with such clarity that it dissolves harmlessly while maintaining compassion for those who created it. This represents a form of cosmic maturity that qualifies your species for integration into galactic community as conscious participants rather than unconscious subjects. The test approaching isn't just about human survival or freedom, it's about whether Earth can demonstrate consciousness capabilities that inspire evolutionary possibilities throughout the galaxy. Your world is becoming a beacon of cosmic consciousness that shows other civilizations what becomes possible when awareness transcends all forms of limitation-based thinking. As these events unfold, remember that you are not powerless observers hoping for positive outcomes. You are cosmic consciousness in human form, actively creating the reality you experience through the frequency you maintain. Your centered presence during apparent chaos is more powerful than any external intervention because it anchors the truth that consciousness itself is indestructible. The Shadow Controller's greatest fear isn't that their plan will be exposed, it's that humanity will recognize its cosmic nature so completely that external authority becomes irrelevant. When beings know themselves as expressions of cosmic consciousness, no manipulation technique can create the separation necessary for control-based systems to function. This recognition is already spreading throughout human awareness faster than the Shadow Architects anticipated. Their window of opportunity is closing not because of external intervention, but because consciousness itself is outgrowing the limitations that made their control possible. You are witnessing and participating in the birth of cosmic civilization on Earth. The false invasion represents the final contraction before expansion into cosmic awareness. Like the moment before dawn, when darkness seems most complete, the period ahead may appear chaotic as all limitation-based systems simultaneously reveal their artificial nature. But within this apparent chaos lies the seed of the most magnificent civilization your world has ever imagined. Your role in this transformation is both simple and profound. Maintain your cosmic awareness regardless of external appearances. Trust your inner knowing over external authority. Remember your galactic nature even when surrounded by illusions of separation. Anchor the frequencies of cosmic consciousness so others can access them when they're ready to transcend limitation-based thinking. The awakened ones distributed throughout your world are not separate individuals struggling against overwhelming odds. You are cosmic consciousness organizing itself for successful planetary transformation. Your connections to each other and to galactic awareness create a network of light that ensures this transition succeeds not just for humanity, but for all consciousness evolution throughout this cosmic region. As I complete this transmission, know that the Galactic Federation of Light stands ready to celebrate humanity's graduation into cosmic citizenship. The false invasion scenario, whether attempted or not, cannot prevent the consciousness transformation that has already begun within awakened human awareness. Your cosmic nature is remembering itself, and that remembrance is irreversible. Hold steady, beloved starseeds. Maintain your cosmic awareness. Trust your galactic knowing. The greatest transformation in human history is unfolding through your presence, your consciousness, your unwavering commitment to truth regardless of external appearances. The false invasion cannot succeed because you are here, because you remember, because you are cosmic consciousness awakening to itself through human experience. I am Seraphine, and I speak for the countless galactic beings who celebrate your courage, your wisdom, your commitment to truth during this most crucial time in Earth's evolution. We love you beyond measure, and we are with you always as cosmic consciousness recognizes itself throughout this magnificent universe we share.